Hey there, everyone. I had to come back on before again to say thank you so much to this week's guest, Chronicler 177. I got him back on a call to talk about his extensive lore of the Spartan Legacy. Last time we talked about the logistics and how he made the Spartan Legacy. This time we're going into the lore of it. Massive, major spoilers for the Spartan Legacy as a whole. The entire thing is going to be spelled out before you, so if you have watched it, you sit back, listen, and enjoy. If you haven't, I suggest you watch it beforehand, just so you don't get spoiled. It's amazing. This time, at the beginning and end, we have a song, 8-Bit Adventure by Adhesive Wombat, and in the middle, as always, you're going to hear a loop of Feel That Jank. Thank you so much for listening to this episode. Be sure to sit back and relax, and also learn about the Spartan Legacy. Hello everyone, welcome back to Lorecast. It's me, Nick, and I'm back with Chronicler 177 to finally discuss the lore of his fantastically amazing world of the Spartan Legacy.
Which is no doubt going to include spoilers, so if you haven't seen it, you might want to stop right here.
Yeah, yes, absolutely. Spoiler alerts for the entire Spartan Legacy so far.
Big time.
But no, I'm glad that I finally was able to sit down and set aside some time and watch it from the beginning, because last time we did this, I was only through Omega Halo.
Mm-hmm.
But now that I'm here, it's...
How long will that take you?
I'll be honest, I had to watch some of it at 1.25 speed just to be able to catch up.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah, because 59 videos is a lot of videos.
There's a lot of freaking videos.
But it was well worth it. So I've noticed, so I guess we should start from the beginning. Like we mentioned in the last video, this is a separation. I'd say it's like the Fallout effect, where there's a divergence between the real timeline and then the Spartan Legacy timeline.
Mm-hmm.
So it takes place after Halo 3. So the chief we know is probably most likely still up in space, right? Most likely?
Yeah, I'm basically treating him as dead, because if he were alive, that means he'd be a Chekhov gun that I'd have to fire. And if I bring back the Master Chief, I can't fucking write anything, because he'll just solve all of my problems in one go.
Yeah, the Master Chief came down and defeated the Covenant with one blow again.
And the Reformists were like, oh shit, it's Master Chief.
Yeah, oh my gosh, yeah.
And then they just decided not to have a revolution in the first place. So Brotherhood War just didn't happen.
Absolutely, yeah. That would be a big problem. That would be a massive problem. But, so it's kind of like I did get vibes of, it's alongside Halo 4 and Halo 5 with the beats that they sort of follow, because you know, as we get into the Reach trilogy, it's the second battle for Reach. They come back to Reach and have another fight, but there's a splinter group within it, so that gave me Halo 2 vibes, where they're like, oh, some of them want to kill the humans and some of them don't want to kill the humans, and so there's a big splinter between them about that. And then spoilers for way down the line, you get down into the Lifebringer saga, and she's kind of like the Diadact, where
I came up with that idea first.
Yeah, you did.
I talked about it in the Looking Back for Lifebringer, and I wrote that. I wrote out the original plot line for the Lifebringer series back in 2013, after the Reach trilogy finished.
Yeah.
2012 or 2013, one of those. And then Halo 4 came along and did all of that anyway.
Sounds like 343 owes you some money. Sitting back on some royalties.
They did it better.
I thought it was really good. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, I do too. I have some small gripes with it, but overall I think it's decent.
So it was interesting, because I watched Brotherhood Wars first, and then going back, I was like, oh, Guardian, he's just some random AI that is friends with them and just is their AR. Yeah, and all the way back, he was defender of Installation 07. I was like, oh, so he is a main plot point, and I didn't realize I was going to see him the whole way through.
Guardian has come the longest way.
And
he is essentially the anchor for the entire Spartan Legacy being in pretty much everything except Generation.
Yeah, I I like that a lot. I didn't know I was going to be attached to a character. And then I think Zach is the next longest because he was there from the Reach trilogy.
He's getting there.
He didn't talk much in Reach trilogy up until the very end.
I think right now him and Catherine. I think Catherine's still technically ahead of him for now.
Yeah,
because Catherine was in Generation and Omega Halo and all the Reach trilogy, whereas Zach just. Well, okay, I guess Zach has Lifebringer too. Yeah, I guess they're about neck and neck at the moment.
So I love all of the, especially that each one has like a different personality. I know that's like so whatever to say, but it is true. You know, sometimes you have characters that are a little samey feeling, and but none of them also feel like they're empty shells like Chief. Because up until Halo 4, Chief didn't have a personality or feelings or anything like that.
In the games, it was
in the game, in the books, he was a good. I don't know. I need to read the books. I talked about this in the last podcast episode. I haven't really read the books, so I need to.
I highly recommend it.
I have all of them pretty much. That's the worst part about it.
Well, you can get started.
Yeah, and I have the 2 different versions of them all. You know, I have the definitive versions and I have the first ones.
I think both are worth reading as well, just to see how things changed over time.
So we just mentioned one of the characters, Guardian. He is, like you said, the anchor point for everything that kind of happens. Well, maybe not everything that happens, but he's there for everything that has come from the beginning there. I don't remember seeing him much or at all in. Was he in the Reach trilogy? I don't remember too much.
Yeah,
okay.
He wasn't. He was basically in Catherine's helmet the whole time.
That's right. Okay, I watched it all in like a couple days, so trying to remember everything where it goes was a big problem. That's right. I remember him being in Catherine's helmet. Cool. Okay. So I do like how it's on Installation 07, the first one, Omega Halo, and we're going through, and it's a flood story because the containment has been breached. So it's just like, I would say that one's closest to regular Halo.
Yes.
Would be Omega Halo.
Omega Halo is the most classic Halo story in the entire Legacy, and that was there for a reason.
It kind of gets you familiar with the world, like, okay, this could theoretically take place within Halo, because you got, Splinter factions still wanting to kill the humans, and then I don't remember there being like a Splinter faction up until the Reach trilogy there. Right.
It was the Shipmasters forces that were featured in Generation and Omega Halo are a splinter of the main elite group, and then so are the Fleet Masters forces in the Reach trilogy. They are a splinter of Sang Helios, and then and then Nostrom's. Oh my God! What was their faction name?
Should have paid attention to names.
I am blanking big time. But Nostrom's rebels were a splinter of that.
Oh, separatists. They were just a separatist.
The separatists. Yeah, that's it. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, I like how. So the first one, Omega Halo, is, your regular Halo, and then we get into the Reach trilogy. I'm already trying to get ahead, way ahead. We have time. No. Good. Yeah. But, so, the basic, I guess, TLDR version of Omega Halo is, it's after Chief did his thing, he's in space, dead pretty much. He's out there floating. Cortana's still with him. There's no created versus creators. None of that happens. And it's a squad of these are still Spartan 4s, right? So it's still so it's talking about the Spartan 4 program was the wasn't that the Halo 2 anniversary one? Was they were talking about the beginnings of the Spartan 4 program. Then we get into a group of them who fight that shipmaster.
And they fight his second in command, Thalashi.
Yes. Thalashi. That one was a good fight. You had good character development with that one guy who was like, "Oh, I'm just a hard ass," and then you
Gabe.
yes, Gabe.
Mm-hmm.
Became a character at the end there. Became a good character. You know, redeemed himself. And then we have, everyone's gone from that one except for
Saul and Catherine.
Saul and Catherine.
Mm-hmm.
Catherine has been there the longest. Then since we're talking about Omega Halo too, yeah, wow.
Yep.
So she gets off the planet, right? And Saul sacrificed himself to get to fight the Flood off there.
Mm-hmm.
And Catherine gets off the planet with Guardian, or the ring. The ring. We don't have planets yet. And
not with Guardian. Guardian was technically destroyed, but Gray managed to basically save the backup files.
That's right. They back him
up.
He
got re-engineered into a UNSCI. Which, if you really think about it, if you want to get nitpicky with it, the Guardian that we know is not the same one as the Monitor, and yet he also is.
Yeah, you have a thing all the way in Lifebringer where he is kind of the two, getting way ahead there, but still. Spoiler. Yeah. So now we have. So that's right. I remember now. He gets backed up, and then Catherine. That's right, because she's like, I don't want him in my head. He's like, just do it. Just do it. You don't have much of a choice. And so, and then we get back to Reach, where you had there's a contract, like a little thing where, hey, some of us, we fought here at the first Battle of Reach. We are entitled to come back here and settle. You know, and the humans are like, okay, we'll give you half the planet. Here you go. And then
it worked out for a little while. But,
it did. The shipmaster.
The shipmaster comes in later. He was like, actually, peace was never enough.
Yeah, and then so that's what the whole Reach trilogy is these groups of ODSTs and Catherine fighting the shipmaster, or the fleet master, and then, like we said, there's a splinter group in there going, why are you killing defenseless civilians? Some of them are like, for glory, for the sport of it, and he's like, that is not the way of saying Helios.
Yep, it was not honorable, and most elites, I would say, hold honor to be very important, which I believe the shipmaster did as well. But the fleet master, Crudom, is a totally different breed, and those who followed him and didn't join the Separatists are also part of that breed. Because the fleet master, he didn't want to set off a super weapon to kill all the humans or anything.
Yeah.
He just wanted the power that comes with basically owning your own planet. Honor be fucked. He just wants power.
Yeah. So that's the long and short of the Reach trilogy.
And then in same fashion as Saul, who came before her, Catherine sacrifices herself so Zack can get away.
Yep, and so Zack gets away. And then you have this little anthology series, which I was a big Tales from Reach. And
Tales from the Reach trilogy is pretty great.
I have to say, I love the ODST one where they're dropped into a ship. That one was a big twist.
Ghost Ship? Yeah. Ghost Ship is my favorite of the Tales.
Mine too. One of them was like a cleanup episode of, hey, there's these two characters who didn't get out. Here's their story. That was another one about killing humans and all that. Then we have another one where was it
Brothers in Arms.
Yes, Brothers in Arms, where he tells a story of, hey, here's what happened, here's my story. And
Brothers in Arms is another ODST focused one. That was the one.
I'm thinking of the
ODST squad, and that took place parallel to the first couple of episodes.
That's right. And the other one is the one saying Helios.
Shattered Honor.
Shattered Honor
is probably my second favorite because it encompasses the entire Reach trilogy in one video and after. I think that's pretty cool.
It is a good, like, here's a good summary of what happened for the Reach trilogy, and then here's where we are now. I like that one a lot too. We're moving pretty fast here. We should probably slow down. I'm just super excited.
What do you think of Domino Effect?
Domino Effect, which one was that?
So that was the one where it had 3 different groups. You had the 2 elite brothers who were fighting each other, kind of.
Yeah.
And then the civilians who were trying to escape,
Civilian and the ODST sniper.
And then terrorists, and they all kind of collide at the end.
Yes, that's right. That's right. Okay, that one I remember too. I like that one. I do have to say, I do like. What were you saying? I like Ghost Ship the most, and then Shattered Honor. I have to say, it's probably a tie between Domino Effect and Brothers in Arms, and then I not to think, oh, this one's terrible, but no, Tales the Last Squad was a good cleanup of what happened.
Yeah. Last of the Squad was all right. It had a couple of good sequences, but I don't think it was that memorable. But I do think it was a decent addition, but totally overshadowed by some of the more interesting ideas.
It's definitely worth being canon though.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're like,
Brothers in Arms was just your standard kind of action-y, let's go kick some ass kind of thing. Maybe it made you feel a little bit at the end when Cruiser and Thayer got killed.
Yeah.
If it didn't, that's fine. What I wanted to do with that one was the 2 ODSTs who do survive. Sergeant Haverson and the private or was it a corporal? I don't know. The dude that was black with the green stripe. They are actually at the memorial at the end of the Last War. So I wanted to give an explanation of who they were, and that showing that they survived.
Yeah,
which is kind of cool.
Are they? You think they're ever going to make a reappearance back into?
No. No, I've lost contact with Haverson's voice actor.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I could bring the Corporal back, but given that it's been... Okay, so that was 2568, and it's 2590
Oh, that's...
now.
Yeah.
He could be anywhere. And then Ghost Ship was... I wanted to do a horror thing. Domino Effect was... I wanted to do... something that shows how everything is intertwined in the Reach trilogy, and then Shattered Honor was a big recap from one point of view. So, I when I knew I wanted to do this anthology series, I just thought about what kind of stories I wanted to tell that would satisfy different groups of people, and maybe present the whole Spartan Legacy in a slightly different light.
I think I like most about. We're getting stuck on Ghost Ship here. It's just so good.
There's a lot to talk about with Ghost Ship. I'm excited that you want to.
I guess I'll focus on that one for a little bit. But the spoilers for the end, the twist where one of the ODSTs was the Oni spook. I like that a lot.
Me, yeah. People are so used to me being the good guy. I don't think a whole lot of people saw it coming.
No, and I think that reminds me a lot of some of the books. I haven't really read them. But there's the Kilo 5 trilogy that I hear the last host I had on here, Podcast Evolved, Oren from it, was talking about how the Kilo 5 trilogy is all about these Oni spooks and, going to all these different planets and, it's in between 3 and 4. So you're seeing the disheveled relationships between the Covenant and the humans and how Oni is pulling the strings. This one is kind of like that. It's like a behind the scenes. We're pulling strings. What would happen if we give an elite Spartan augmentations? We drop them in, and then we drop an expendable crew. I think the biggest twist, though, was everything was blown up in the end. I thought it was going to be like here's the bad guy. Oh no, the bad guys won, but no, nobody won.
Yep, everybody died.
That also saved you some cleanup of oh wait, where's this guy now?
Yeah, and where that happened canonically in the very beginning of Border War.
Yeah.
So then you'd have to explain what the fuck happened to this plot thread? Oh, it all got incinerated. Which the final text, which by the way, I did what was I thought an interesting. The text at the opening and the very end. What I did was I had this old computer and I just opened a Word document and put the camera in front of the monitor and just typed it out like that instead of using like a title effect in iMovie or something. That was actually me just typing on a computer, and I couldn't do any misspellings or I'd have to start the whole thing over. But yeah, I also kind of wanted to leave it ambiguous to whether or not the last ODST there survives, but to me, he's dead.
Yeah.
If you want to think he's alive, go ahead, but to me, he's dead.
And so that's the canon, is that he's gone, this character?
I would, yeah, probably, because I don't plan on bringing him back ever, so... That was a pretty big freaking explosion, too.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. I would say a lot of these characters, or any of them, probably going to come back. Most of them are already gone, and there was a big time jump there. Between... I've been meaning to bring back the Separatists for a long time now, but I can't do that if you can't play as elites in games, so maybe Infinite will fix that. That would be... I never played as elites, but it makes it easy for, it gives you more opportunities in the realm of machinima.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I could have included anything regarding the Separatists.
Yeah.
In fact, in one of the very, very early thoughts of what Brotherhood War was going to turn out to be before Halo 4 even came out, I was planning on the Separatists coming back and helping in the Civil War, but I couldn't do that because you can't have elites in Halo 5.
I never thought about it like that because I never play as elites, but I guess that fits in with the quote lore of the war games, which I thought was ridiculous. But in Halo 5, it's canon. Like, the war games mean something now. I was like, oh, okay.
In Halo 4 and 5, it was like, it's all happening on the Infinity for the multiplayer, which is an interesting thought, but when it comes at the expense of gameplay options,
yeah.
Plus, Halo Online, that PC version of Halo 3, that was set in the war games canonically on a space station called the Anvil, and you could play as elites, and it was because on the Anvil, it was designed to test Spartans versus Spartans and elites versus Spartans, so the elites were canonically there.
Yeah.
Why can't we just have that?
I don't know. They just want to be complicated.
I don't know, dude. Like, I cannot think of a genuinely good reason that we have not had playable elites. I don't know. It's got to change in Infinite, or I'm going to be really fucking pissed off.
Oh my gosh. I will write them. We will give them a petition and say we need elites in Halo 5 or 6, or we quit.
It's too late now. If it's done, it's done. Like, this game is shipping in like 6
months. Yeah, it is. I forgot about that.
It's either in there or it's not. Either way, it's too late to change anything now.
That's true. Hey, let's just patch that in real quick.
Sure, a whole new character model.
Oh my gosh.
Everything. Yeah, alright. Sure.
Some guy at the desk with like his hand is shaking at his Cintiq pad and he's like, yes sir, yes sir.
But sir, we ship in like 6 months.
I don't care. No one cares about the numbers. So I came in at Brotherhood War and then went to Border War. So 2 not to start with, but starting with Brotherhood War, I got to see the background of Zack. I got to see the background of Guardian, and also the Lifebringer and Nyla Isaka's backstories as well. So I was like, where does this Nyla Isaka character come from? Oh, she's there.
Yeah.
So she doesn't show up until, because Judgment takes place a few years after. Or wouldn't it say 2 years after?
It's a little bit after Lifebringer ends.
Yeah, 2 years after the Battle of Cradle. So I also like how, instead of it being, because like I was saying, we got Halo 5 vibes. Well, I did. Because, you go to a Forerunner planet in Halo 5. But in this one, you don't go to Requiem. You go to...
That was Halo 4.
Oh, Halo 4. So instead of going to Requiem, you go to Cradle, which is a different Forerunner planet. And then we do have a little bit of a 343 going on with Guardian, which I guess that would make canonical sense because in Halo 1, 2, and 3, in Halo 1 he's the bad guy, and then in Halo 2 he's like, I don't have an installation, I'll be your homie for now. And then when he gets another ring, he turns bad again. You're like, oh, okay, that's cool. So that happened to Guardian, and and that was really sad to me. I thought he was gonna die for a second. I was like, but then I remembered. I was like, oh wait, I've seen Brotherhood War. He's here.
Yeah.
No, but also,
I would say part of him died.
Part of him.
The monitor part of him, he stripped away from the rest of his programming. He managed to fight off his original programming to be who he is today, which I think is pretty cool.
And then he shows that in Brotherhood War whenever he temporarily, gets like sidetracked, and then he comes back and he's like, "Oh, psych! I was not the bad guy." We didn't talk about Brotherhood War at all last time. We just kind of glanced over it.
There's a lot to talk about with Brotherhood War. There's a lot of lore going in there.
There is. I feel bad for TLDRing a lot of it, but there is a lot to cover, and covering it within a short span. We're already halfway through the episode, so time's been going by pretty fast.
Right.
But I guess the reason I talk about Brotherhood War the most is because that is the one I'm most familiar with. Seeing behind the scenes, being a voice actor, reading the script beforehand, and then, what comes after. Because all the body acting's done for Aftermath.
And I have officially completed the opening title sequence.
Nice.
And I'm starting to work. Yeah, it's really good. Sean Jacoby, the guy who did the title sequence for Brotherhood War, did one as well. It's amazing. And then I am starting to work on the first scenes, but I have a feeling that this will be out before Christmas, which Christmas was my goal for it. But the way things are going, we might see it beforehand. We are starting to body act later today in about 4 hours for Zulu Flight, which is Winter's machinima, his entry into the Spartan Legacy. So that's happening too.
That's right, because we talked about that in the last episode. You had there's a pilot, Zulu, and so he's getting his whole own machinima. He's just one guy.
Yep. Which I think is pretty cool. It's
a
very Star Wars thing to do.
It is. Solo gets his own movie, and what's those Drax and Baxter or whatever their names are? I forget.
Tag and Bink.
Tag and Bink, yes.
Yeah.
Shout out to Andy. No. But my friend Andy, one of the original Lorecast members, was talking about Tag and Bink, and we talked about them in one of our episodes one of our first episodes, actually, probably the first, was talking about them at some point. That was really bad. We did 3 hours of Star Wars. That was bad. Yeah, 3 hours of Star Wars, though. No one. So Brotherhood War, I think, is a big culmination of everything so far. That has been, I see the goal of, maybe not the goal, but the what has happened with your series. Unlike even the Bungie games, it's a big culmination of everything. Characters come and they stay for a long time. Unlike the Bungie characters, where they could die at any point. Yeah. So, and I like that. It gives you a sense of, okay, we're familiar with these characters. You're not throwing a bunch of new stuff at us with, like how the regular Halos have been doing. Like, hey, here's a diadact. Oh, here's Forerunners. What are Prometheans? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, all that. I like all of that, but it definitely could have been introduced a little better.
And I think your series kind of does that a little bit better, because you introduce us with these characters, and all the original characters. Are all the original characters from Omega Halo gone besides Guardian? From what
yeah.
Yeah.
Gray died of cancer. Saul sacrificed himself. Catherine sacrificed himself. Guardian is still around. Oh, and as a Brotherhood War, Braxton. I guess Braxton would have been the last one. No, Sergeant Scott.
Okay, that's right. I remember.
Okay, and then Braxton got killed in the Spartan takeover at the end of Brotherhood War.
Yeah.
And Scott was a Spartan, so he was part of the takeover.
Yeah.
So, but Scott's still around.
Yeah. Okay. So that's the last character, Scott.
Yeah.
All right.
Obi is very proud to play him.
Yeah. I would be too. I'm the longest lasting character. I guess there is the most to talk about Brotherhood War because those are longer videos. If you look at your older videos, they go 28 minutes, 19 to 20. You have a few that are 30 to 40 minutes.
Right.
And then all the, whenever you were first starting your machinima with Border War and stuff from a long, I don't want to say a long time ago. We're not old, but
It's been a long time ago.
But a long time ago, they're, up to 20 minutes. And then you get to Brotherhood War, and they're all, except for one, they're all around 40 minutes, so 35 minutes plus. So it does have the most to, I don't want to say cram in, because they're, it's a good time limit to talk about everything. But it is a good culmination of everything that's happened so far. You have these reoccurring characters. Some characters are gone, but for the most part, you have these long-lasting characters that people, I'm sure your fans, get massively excited over to see over, a long period of time. Because to give your video a shout out, that one got a lot of good feedback. I got a lot of people saying, there was a good listen. There's 30 views on it at the time of this one, which is 2 weeks later. So 2 weeks later, we got 30 views on that one. And that says a lot about your fan base. Dedicated fan bases for smaller communities tend to gravitate towards Lorecast's content more. Mm-hmm. So, because, we talked about Star Wars, we talked about Spider-Man, we talked about the MCU movies. We're getting, 5, 4, around that 7 views maybe. But then when we talk about a small community,
it makes some sense because you can
there's so many.
But who's got the exclusive on Chronicler 177? It's the original Nick show. That's where you're gonna find me.
You're gonna find it on Lorecast and then the original Nick show. Drop my research device, my cell phone. Well, I guess I'll pull it up on the computer. But I know you told me to take notes. And I didn't. So
that's all right.
That's why I am fumbling around a little bit.
Questions.
Yes.
Yeah. I want to. Maybe this will spur some extra discussion.
Yeah.
Okay. So of the main Spartans that we have right now with the baton pass, so you have Saul and Catherine and Zach. Which one is your favorite?
I would have to say probably Catherine.
And why?
I like how she does have a redeeming arc to her. She's sassy at first, like, whoa, I don't want this guy near me at all. Get him away from me. And then she's like, you know what? I was wrong. I'm sorry. We'll be friends, Guardian and I. And then with the elites, she has another redeeming one where she's like, your kind killed this. Your kind did this. All of you did this. And then he's like, I didn't do that. I'm changed. I changed. The others didn't. I did. And so she has this, like, okay, I understand. She has understanding, and she reaches moments, those 2 big understanding moments of, okay, I'll work with my enemies. And they eventually become her friends, even to where, was it, that one elite was like, this was my friend. She was my, I'm proud to say she was my friend and to fight alongside her.
That, I think you're starting to bleed into Shattered Honor there. You're thinking of...
oh, yeah.
The
shotgun.
Yeah.
Yes.
Same thing. Catherine is probably my favorite as well. I think she's a very interesting character to write. And she's been through so much.
Yes. Between, from the beginning up until the Reach trilogy there.
That being said, I'm fond of all of them.
Yes.
They're all unique in their own ways. Saul has his am I being a good leader complex. Catherine has her detachment complex. Zach has his I'm trying to figure out who I am complex. And those are all very, very fun to do. Yeah,
because I remember Zach is like, I'm not sure, you wear your Spartan badge proud, but he was a Spartan 3. And so he's like, because the Spartan 3s were all, orphans. So he's like, I don't like what I had to do. I was taken after my family was killed. So he doesn't like to wear the badge of Spartan. So that's his thing. And Catherine's like, yeah, I love being a Spartan. It's cool.
And Catherine helps him overcome that too.
Yeah.
Which sees the value of being a Spartan, at least by the time of Lifebringer. But then after that, we see in Brotherhood War, he's evolving even further from that. He can develop romantic feelings now.
Yeah, he does.
What's happening with Denver, and he's shaking off, especially what I'll tease Aftermath a little bit here. We'll see him decide where his true loyalties lie. Will he keep being bonded to the idea of the UNSC even though it's gone, or is he going to choose, what the UNSC would consider an enemy over that? What's more important to him? His loyalty to his faction or his loyalty to his friends? And for Spartan, I think that'd be a pretty damn big choice.
Yeah, I mean, we see that with Chief. Well, we don't really see it too much.
Or they executed.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ! Don't even. We'll have to have an episode sometime where I just shit on Halo 5.
Yeah.
And talk about how it should have been, because I could go for that for a while.
But we'll get you and Major Winters in maybe, because he seems to be a pretty cool guy too. So we'll get him in too.
I are very, very like-minded about a lot of stuff.
Oh my gosh, that would be a good episode. Just to rant about Halo 5.
And to be fair, I have started to appreciate what it does right.
Yeah.
But the things that it does wrong, especially given how much I like Halo 4.
Yeah,
that's a topic for another time.
Yeah. I also have a bone to pick with you. About that the romance in the Reach trilogy.
Yeah.
I was really devastated. I should have known whenever the character didn't show up. I was yeah.
2010 to 2012 was the time where I killed fucking everybody.
Yeah, you did.
I stopped doing that as much.
Yeah, I was they love each other.
If you were a character, you were dead.
Yeah, oh my gosh, Game of Thrones was here. was
It wasn't even out yet. I did it first.
Yeah, oh my gosh.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I got attached to everyone. They're like, oh, I love you. We'll make it through this together. Oh. He got Tanner got the cat treatment.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. Yep. I was like, oh my gosh.
And then Nostrom died.
Yes, Nostrom was a good character too.
Nostrom was dude. Okay, you haven't seen my Odd Men Out series yet, have you?
It wasn't in the playlist, so
no, it's a whole nother universe. If you get to watch that, you should. It's funny.
I'll watch that next.
There's a character in it named Flim, who's he's, hi guys, how are you doing today? Would you like the coffee with sugar or cyanide? He's that dude, and that is the same voice actor as Nostrom.
Oh my gosh.
Awesome. So when you get into that, just keep that in mind. But Nostrom was a very interesting, I feel very fleshed out character.
Yeah.
He chose honor over his species because it's like cutting off toxic people in your family, because there's some things, there's honor is thicker than blood, I guess.
Yeah, they're still your family, but you don't agree with your family all the time.
If your family's going around and killing innocent civilians, maybe don't go to the Christmas gathering.
Oh my gosh, I guess I've been doing my Christmas reunions wrong. Oh. Oh my gosh.
No, and then he went so far as to be able to ally. In fact, he reached out to Phoenix Team.
That's right. Yeah, he called out and he was like, "Hey, meet me here." And they're like, "I don't know if we should do this, sir. This seems like a bad idea." And they're like, "No, we'll go. We'll accept your offer." And they're like, "Oh, sweet."
And it worked in the end.
It did. It worked out really well.
Without Nostrom, the UNSC would not have defeated the Fleet Master. I feel that solidly.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I think it would have been a tragic, probably, I don't want to say the end of it, but where could it have gone after?
The Fleet Master would have kept firing the Disruptor. He would have killed every single human, and he would just hold Reach.
Yeah.
For quite a long time, because any human who gets close would be susceptible to the Disruptor.
Oh, man, that would change your entire Machinima series there. It all would be about the Fleet Master be a bad guy story at that point.
But it would also been kind of stopped there, because the Fleet Master didn't really want anything. Well, I don't know, maybe he would have grown, because you can never have enough power. People who want power will always want more power. Yeah,
for that what if thing you were talking about.
If you take one planet, why not go for another?
Yeah.
And another. And then you just have the Covenant on your hands again.
For that joke we made last time, but you like the idea, like that what if series, just be like, what if?
Hey,
what if they all die?
Right yeah. What if
he won?
And he became the next Covenant Empire? That's an interesting idea.
Oh my gosh.
Write that down. Yeah.
I like how everyone who's ever been on Lorecast is like, oh, I'll write that down. And there's me who's like, I'll remember it. I don't.
No, I got it.
Oh my gosh, I need to keep a notepad right next on the desk somewhere.
I have a Google Doc.
Oh my gosh.
Ideas. That's very handy.
Nice. Oh, I'll be a better host and start writing things down. No. I think. Well, the thing is, I did watch it all relatively within a short time, so it is all right there. It wasn't like I watched some of it and then waited. You know, I didn't have to wait like everyone else did for the next part or whatever.
I'll ask you another question. Okay, so who is the most interesting, not best, who is the most interesting villain? The Shipmaster, the Fleetmaster, the Lifebringer, or Nyla Asaka?
I probably... Oh, wow. I almost want to say the most interesting, probably Lifebringer.
Yeah?
Because, you know, she's supposed to be a Forerunner who, you know, it was in Halo 4, you know, how they did, like, Diadact did all that, but so instead of having Prometheans, you have,
the Hyborians.
The Hyborians.
Yeah.
So, I think she is interesting in that fact, where she's, like, and also she shows up in a twist ending there in Brotherhood War.
Yeah.
So I would have to say she is the most interesting, just because she is a different character. She's not, because you know you already have Jewel Mandama, who's like, oh, we're still part of the Covenant. We still want to believe, and we'll still kill humans. You know, Fleetmaster and Shipmaster are different from Jewel Mandama, obviously, because they're not like.
Shipmaster's pretty close.
Yeah.
In the same vein where he still believed in the prophets and the ring. And just really hated humanity.
Yeah.
Fleetmaster didn't hate humanity so much as just want power. And then the Lifebringer just sees herself as reestablishing the status quo.
Yeah. And after what happened in Brotherhood War, I wouldn't consider Nyla Asaka really a bad guy anymore. Spoilers, but you know, double crossed, you know, the even more bad guy.
She was double-crossed by the Lifebringer, yeah, but her original goal...
Yeah.
Her original goals would remain the same.
Yeah, you know, that's true.
She still hates the UNSC despite being in a cell now.
But, you know, yeah. I wouldn't say she, you know... I want to say she's kind of like Scarlet Witch from the MCU. She's like... she has a reason to, because, you know, all of her people are like, wow, the UNSC wasn't here at this time, or, you know... They, you know, caught in the, yeah. So yeah, they all, you know, and then, you know, maybe they have maybe she has a redeeming arc. I don't know. Like
the difference between Asaka and Scarlet Witch is that I doubt Scarlet Witch would have brought about an ancient, basically eldritch god to end her enemies like that.
Yeah,
which Nyla definitely did. That was kind of her idea.
Yeah.
Paying for it now. Stuck in
that
cell.
Oh my gosh, stuck in the cell. I'll be honest, I didn't want to spoil myself on Aftermath, so I read a little bit of before and after my lines, so I didn't read like the big everything, because I love surprises.
Right.
So I tried my best not to like blow through the whole script and be like, ooh, I know some secrets. So I tried my best not to do any of that. So I don't know what happens to Nyla Asaka and all that. I don't know what happens to all the other characters in that one.
Yeah, you didn't get the last couple of scripts. No, but we'll see Asaka a bit in Aftermath. We'll see pretty much everybody from Brotherhood War, actually.
Nice.
Everyone will be seen. Whether or not they'll speak is another thing.
Okay.
Oh, what did you think of Fireteam Corsair?
Which ones were they? I have to think about it.
So that's the old character Scott leading 3 new characters, Hadley and Chen and Silva.
Okay, so they're the ones who wear the brown camo. Was it the war dog? Not the war dog. The
Scott wears Jumpmaster.
Yeah.
Silva wears Fruit. Hadley wears Interceptor, and Chen wears Assault or Orbital.
I like how they have the complex of the others, like in the canon Halo, where they're like, oh, we're totally awesome Spartans, and then, you know, they see what Chief and you're like, oh, okay. So yeah. I like how his team is like, yeah, we'll take on the Zack guy. He's nothing. We have all these special cool augmentations or whatever, and Zack's like, All right, I'll take you on. So
he was there.
Yes, I do love their cockiness. You know, it's a good cockiness.
It wasn't that Corsair was bad. It's just that Zack knew how to exploit their weaknesses.
Yes.
You know, he split them up. He took them down one by one, and yeah, and you know, he's got loads more experience than any of them.
Yeah.
Even Scott, Scott's been through a lot too, but and then the reason I had that whole arena match in the beginning was because I saw complaints with Halo 5 where people saw the Locke versus Chief fight and they were like, oh, there's no way you know, Chief should just mop the floor, and then there's debate on that, like, oh yeah, well, Locke has like newer armor and newer augmentation and stuff like that, so that makes up for it. And I could see both sides of the argument, but when it came to Brotherhood War, I knew that if I didn't solidify that, I would see the same thing. So I just had Zack mop the floor with them, essentially.
But they were still good. Yeah, they're still good characters.
Silva almost beat him. And there's a reason that I did that. Keep your eye on Silva. She's going to be very important.
You heard it here first, folks. Keep an eye on Silva.
Yep. Sure.
I do like their personalities, you know. They don't seem to... Yeah. I don't want to say they're like a family because, you know, have they been through enough yet to be called a family?
They're getting there. I mean, Spartan Force has been around for a couple of years by that point, so they've done quite a bit of stuff together. I don't know if they're quite family yet, but they're getting there. They're definitely very tight knit, as we saw how Scott covered for Hadley's war crimes.
Oh yeah.
So there's that. Is that a good thing? I don't know about good, but it definitely shows how tight knit they are.
Yeah, they are tight knit. You know. And
Chen is my favorite. Human wrecking ball, and Nyoka is so fun to work with. She's so energetic and happy to play Chen.
Yeah.
She has so much fun. It's great.
That does help bring, you know, life to the character. If the actor is really into it and having a great time, then your character is going to have a good time. Yeah, I'm surprised my character turned out.
Dude, Carlisle was great. Exactly what you needed to do.
An old man.
I love that you had that kind of senator.
Yeah. I tried my best. Like, I didn't want to make him like old and decrepit, because I didn't know how old he was supposed to be. But when you said senator, when you said senator, you said senator, I was like, oh, he's probably some old guy.
And then you have in the very end where he's pleading for his life. The first thing he does is try to bribe them.
Yeah.
I'll give you anything you want.
Such a scumbag. I'm just kidding.
No, he probably was.
Yeah.
I haven't met any politicians, but what I do know about politicians is they're usually corrupt. So
yeah. Oh my gosh. And
it was, you know, he was the embodiment of the UNSC's corruption. I talked a little bit in the looking back for Brotherhood War, I think, or no, it was one of the fan mail, the latest fan mail. And somebody asked me a really good question, you know, did Hadley not fear repercussions from the UNSC for essentially committing a war crime by executing Jonah Abadi right there?
Yeah.
And no, he didn't, because, you know, you've got people in the UNSC, like I'm sure Carlisle was, who would totally take his side and just brush it under the rug.
Yeah.
Carlisle was kind of the embodiment of the UNSC's, a little bit of an embodiment of the UNSC's corruption there.
Yeah, when you gave me some of the lines, I was trying to like ham it up a bit, like he's looking down looking down his nose at Nyla Asaka.
Yeah, no, that was perfect. You did great.
So it's been leading up to. So the entire Spartan Legacy has been leading up to. I mean, it's always been leading up to the next thing, to the next thing, to the next thing. But this is obviously, since you have been on, you know, this series for 10 years now. That's a long time. That's a long time.
I think 12 now.
Oh gosh, 12 years. Oh, even.
Maybe 11, because it technically started in 09.
That's right. You told me that last time. Yeah. So you have 11 years. So everything does, you know. It's not like what's a good series that just it doesn't it doesn't lead up to anything. It just keeps going and going and going.
Supernatural.
Oh yeah, okay. My sister watches that one. I've seen that a couple episodes and I like it, but I haven't sat down to watch it. So yeah, I get that's a good thing. They just keep going. Nothing leads to anywhere. But yours has
leading up to something though.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's a very clear end defined that only I know.
Yeah,
and we are getting there. It is not Brotherhood War.
Yeah.
It is not even what's coming next. It's the final thing that's coming after.
Oh.
Which is going to be 1, very big, and 2, the end of the Spartan Legacy, and it will end.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm very excited for that.
Unlike Red versus Blue, there we go. That's the one. Red versus Blue just keeps going and going.
Another one. Although, given the departure of many of the major players, I think Red versus Blue, as we know it, is essentially.
Yeah, I think it ended in season 10 or maybe 13.
No, it would have been, what was the last one, 15?
Yeah.
That's probably the last time where we have the original cast all together.
Oh, okay.
I doubt we'll see many of them in the next season because,
wow.
So many are gone now.
Yeah, I tried to watch season 15, and it's hard to watch. It really is.
After how fucking good the Chorus trilogy was,
yeah,
it is difficult to get into the later seasons, but if you just approach it from let's just watch this to have fun sort of mindset, it's more bearable, and there is good stuff in it, really. It's just, god damn, the Chorus trilogy was so good.
It was. Everyone,
I watched it twice in a row.
Oh, wow.
Last year, I just binged it twice. I was like, this is so freaking good.
No, I do like how you have the end in mind and you're working up towards this goal, and things are starting to ramp up,
Yeah.
I would say, the Reach trilogy, it is a long trilogy. It's the warrant officer of,
oh my God,
of the series.
Warrant officer. God, I hated that.
Oh my gosh. But that's not a bad thing though, because you're working up towards something. And
it's very important. The Reach trilogy is definitely very important
for
establishing a lot that comes in even Brotherhood War.
I would say, as much as I love talking about Brotherhood War, because there is so much, I would say for me, the most that I learned, the bulk of the lore of your world comes from the Reach trilogy. It comes from who are, the Splinter Cell, who is, why are we back on Reach? What happened after Halo 3 in your timeline? What happened to Guardian after Omega Halo? It's all right there in the middle at the Reach trilogy, and it is the longest trilogy. The longest section of lore, so that has the most ground to cover.
And it's really important for the setup for what comes later. Like Zack, who he is, is established. Like who he's becoming in Lifebringer and Brotherhood War starts with the Reach trilogy. And then the Spartan 5 program is a direct result of things like the Third War. Yeah. The second battle for Reach. So, if maybe all that had happened, Brotherhood War might not have, which I guess that could be seen as a good thing because maybe the Reformists wouldn't have brought the Lifebringer back. Yeah. But it is what it is. It is very important.
It is. I have to say, that one, I mean, it took me the longest, but I sat down and watched that one continuously the most, I would say. Like I mentioned last time, I had watched most of the others up until the end of Omega Halo, and then I started from 5 out of the 5th episode of Omega Halo on, and so I watched big chunks of it at a time. So I did get a lot of the lore all in one. It is really easy to watch just because they are smaller episodes.
Yeah.
And
which I get.
Yeah.
I couldn't see myself doing something like Brotherhood. Smaller episodes. It had to be this way.
Yes, because everything.
Maybe that decreases my viewership, but those who care are already here.
Yeah, that's the thing. So that's what I was gonna say is like maybe they are shorter and they're the most easy to digest and you can sit through them the easiest, but everything has been leading up to the events of Brotherhood War, with the Lifebringer saga, the Reach trilogy, and the Omega Halo saga, and the the first one you did with the Halo 2 anniversary, where it's talking about Generation, talking about the Spartan 4 program. So everything is leading up to these events in Brotherhood War, where you have to sort of piece in everything, and you got to find a spot for everything to go. And I don't think you could do that in a 10-minute episode. I don't think.
Oh, hell no.
That would be so hard.
And it just flows really well.
It does. It
like,
does.
Without all these stopping and starting points, it just flows really smoothly as a 5-long episode thing.
Yes.
I set that up with Lifebringer. Technically, I guess I set it up with the Reach trilogy, but then Lifebringer solidified it, and then I did it for Generation and Omega Halo and Brotherhood War, and I'm doing it for Aftermath and the next thing. So I think it's working really well.
I have to say though, I like how if you watch Brotherhood War like I did, nothing makes sense. Nothing at all makes sense. Because you set up your world so cleverly that everything has been explained before, and then Brotherhood War is like it's a point of, is it the climax, would you say, of everything so far?
Yeah, I would say so. It's a climax for just about everything that's come up to, which is then going to lead into its own climax.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Because
the climactic moment of the Lifebringer taking over, that's been coming for a while.
Yeah, I bet everyone who had watched it before was like, "Whoa!"
Dude, I still have the video of me recording the live chat from the stream when Part 5 aired, and people were losing shit.
Oh my gosh.
It was so good.
Oh my gosh. Whoa! Thirst is back!
And some people like Renvow, who's been heavily invested in the Spartan Legacy for a long time now, he was like, I knew that Manias was in on it, but I didn't know it to this extent. Nobody saw that coming.
Yeah, I think you even said it in your looking back when you watch the end of Brotherhood War and then you watch it back. He says some like things where you're like, hold on a second.
Yeah,
we need to rethink about what he just said. But especially me, but especially me who had not watched any of it, going, oh, okay, a twist villain. I don't know who this is.
Well, see, that's like starting Harry Potter at the Half-Blood Prince.
Yeah.
Like,
oh my. Yeah. Yeah. But I was ignorant. I didn't know. Well, ignorant to.
I brought you into this mess.
It's okay. It's totally okay. I'm glad now that I am caught up. It gives me more appreciation for what I was being able to be a part of.
And you'll be more involved in what's to come.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Ooh, can't wait to see where everything goes, because
I can't wait to make it.
I know, because this right now we have Zach and Guardian are hanging out together. We have Scott's back. We have Lifebringer and Nyla Isaka. So
don't forget Logan.
Logan there. Yeah. So everyone is there. All the key players are here in Brotherhood War. So it was nice to see all these characters like, hey, here's this guy. Here's this guy. Remember this guy? There's something interesting for you to see. He's right here.
Logan coming back was very popular with the
Yes, that's right. I remember because he has a distinctive armor set there.
Yep. Dude, 343 made it impossible for me not to include Logan, because they put in through a rec pack the exact same helmet that he wears in the Reach trilogy, with the same fucking attachment, the little antenna on the side. I was like, thank you guys so much. You don't know what you've just done for me. Like, he was originally going to wear the Gen 2 Recon helmet, which is kind of weird, but it's still Recon. But then they put that in, and it's exactly what I needed. I was like, oh my god, thank you.
Oh my gosh. Wow, this hour flew by really fast. Oh my gosh.
I'm going to keep talking. I got time.
All right. I don't know what else to talk about, actually, because we've discussed, the premise of the lore is, it's after Chief. We have the Spartan 4 program. We meet, Guardian, who's, I guess it's like a little wrap-up of everything we've talked about so far. We got Guardian, who is Guardian of 07. We have an outbreak at the Flood. Saul sacrifices himself. Catherine gets away. And then
Border War.
The Border War. where Guardian gets backed up to the cloud, to the cloud. Catherine.
You know who we keep skipping over is the 142 troopers.
The which ones? It broke out.
Yeah, the 142nd drop jet troopers, the
ODSTs
who
yeah.
sacrifice themselves to get word out. Feel like everybody looks over them, which is understandable.
They're the Rogue One squad of the Rogue One.
Yeah, but without them, the third war would never have been won.
Yeah,
which is interesting to think about.
It is, yeah. Yeah, I completely just realized I glossed over all those ODSTs.
Like, humanity would have had no clue about what's going on, and the Fleet Master would have had no opposition to setting up
yeah.
And he would have taken the planet.
Oh my gosh, you're absolutely right. Oh my gosh. Oh my god, I cannot believe. Because they've been there for a long time too.
Yep.
Oh my god, that's bad. Oof.
No, it's all good. Border War they're so big. What follows? It's easy to miss them.
Oh,
but
man.
they're there and they are important.
They are really important. Oh man. Oh wow. I'm blown away that I forgot these. They're when you watch Border War, they're like the first things you see. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, they're the first ones you see. Yeah. Oh, wow. More shout out to them. We'll do an episode just on them one day.
Actually, I am planning on in the future. I am planning on giving them a little more light in something. Just a small thing, but it'll be there just to give them a little more honor to their sacrifice.
Yes. Oh, they did, because I mean, like you said, Fleet Master would have had the planet.
Yep.
Wow.
Okay, so that happened, and then the Revolution. Oh, by the way, when I was writing the Reach trilogy, I think you might find this interesting. During the writing of the Reach trilogy, I think it was sophomore, junior year of high school, and I was very invested in my history class.
Oh.
Border War, I can't remember exactly what it was, but Border War, the inspiration from that came over. We were learning about some territory disputes in some point in history, and then Reach Revolution was directly inspired by the French Revolution.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. I think that's interesting.
That is.
And then the last war was just the culmination of all. So that happened, and then Lifebreaker. I have two complaints about Lifebringer.
What's that?
One, I didn't use an actual capture card for it, and I talked about that in fan mail, and you might have noticed all the fucking screen tearing. Where
that one, I didn't really have too much of a problem watching. But like I said, I did have it set to 1.25 speed to be able to catch up and be ready for the episode.
That's fair.
So what did you do did you stream it to your computer and then?
So everything that I did before Odd Man Out Season 2 and Omega Halo, I had this old digital Sony camera that used tape.
Oh.
And I would plug that into the Xbox. But, didn't look very good. It definitely wasn't 1080p, more like 360p.
Yeah.
And then when it came to shooting with an HDMI cable, when I started using that, which would have been Lifebringer and then the Xbox One, I had to run the HDMI cable through a converter into the camera.
Oh, yeah.
The camera predated HDMI cables. And so when I shot Lifebringer, I was running it through this converter, and it fucked up the footage in places.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So that's why Lifebringer looks the way it does, which is sad because Halo 4 is so damn pretty.
It is. I'm starting to appreciate Halo 4 more and more as the years go on.
Yeah, good. It should be.
Yeah, it's been forgotten about mostly. Everyone talks about how good the Bungie was, and then they're like, oh yeah, and then Halo 5 sucks. And you're like, what about Halo 4?
In a couple years, remember, there's a pattern in the Halo community.
Oh yeah.
The current one sucks, and the last one was the best.
Yes. Oh my god.
Been that way since Halo 2.
Yeah.
That's just how it is. And then and then the other thing was, I think it was a little too gamey. Like there are sections where he's just going around shooting people, and it could have been better.
But that was, you developing your style over time.
Yeah, it was. So then Lifebringer happens. which I think Guardian's little.
That's when his little thing happens where he's like, I'm back on a structure. I need to follow, this Forerunner. I need to follow the Forerunner because they created me. I need to do what they're doing.
Which I think is, in a way, and I don't even know if I intentionally did it. Way, I think that kind of foreshadows Zach's current conflict, breaking free of your programming and embracing who you are, or who you want to be. Taking off your own shackles and being who you want to be. Because Guardian did it quite literally, and Zach is going to struggle with that too.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. Coming in, I'm not the creator, but I do like Lifebringer and the stepping off point that it is. Maybe not stepping off point, but it is. It's stepping stone. There you go. It sets up a character that comes back, a good character. I think Lifebringer was a good enemy to have, a good villain to have.
Yeah, I agree.
After Lifebringer comes Brotherhood.
After Lifebringer, well, actually,
after that's right. You have a
and then Final Farewell. Which I think we talked about it before, but Judgment was essentially written by Mega, so he introduced Sokka and Garrett to the canon. And then I edited it a little bit, cleaned it up for the lore, and we made that. And then Final Farewell, he also had the ideas for Farewell, and then Saul's epilogue. I wrote those. Final Farewell, I think, was interesting because at that point, Manias was Lifebringer. So that's technically the first reappearance of the Lifebringer since Lifebringer.
Yeah.
But I think that was interesting, letting go of the past, Scott and Braxton saying goodbye to the ship that they used in Omega Halo, and then starting to walk into the future with the introduction of the Spartan 5 program.
Yeah.
And then Brotherhood War.
Yeah, and then Brotherhood War happens.
And we all know about Brotherhood War.
That's what we've talked about the most, I feel.
Yep. Dude, I can't wait for Aftermath to be out and then the next thing. I'm already working on the script for it. Since Aftermath is in that point where I'm just editing it.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Dude, it's... Talk about a culmination. I can't even talk about it because Aftermath isn't out yet. Get there.
Yeah, we'll get there. Keep it in your mind. Keep it in your mind.
Yep. But yeah, thanks for being so invested in the lore.
Yeah, of course.
It's really cool. It's really cool.
That's what we do here.
You could have told me 12 years ago that somebody would have wanted to talk this much about my own lore, and I would have been like, bull fucking horseshit. I don't have anything interesting to share.
No, but I try my best to make things and to shed light on things that many people won't know about.
Which is good. I'm glad somebody's out there doing it.
Yeah, that means we don't get a lot of numbers, but oh well. I do it for the fun.
Numbers. If I only cared about numbers, I would have stopped a long time ago.
Oh
numbers
yeah.
Are not,
yeah.
And they can be depressing. Like, Brotherhood War has essentially stopped gaining views, and I really hoped it would make it where Omega Halo stopped at, but it didn't. Which is kind of hard to take. But I go back and I look at the comments.
Yeah.
So many people loved it.
Yeah.
Even though the views have kind of stopped, the people who did watch it really cared, and that's what's important.
Yeah. That's what made me really want to get you on the show.
Yeah.
It's just because I saw the fan reactions were, whoa, I can't wait to see this happens. I got a fan theory here, down here. I wonder what's going to happen with this character. Your community is really wholesome, and they really care about you and to see where your work is going to go.
They are absolutely the best, and I owe everything to them.
All right. Is there anything else that you want to talk about before we end this episode?
I'm good if you're good.
All right.
I think we covered a lot of good stuff.
Absolutely. I think go ahead and shout out where people can find you again.
Oh, yeah. My channel's my name, Chronicler 177. And I also have Discord you can join. There are there are links to it on most of my major videos in their descriptions, or in my channel description. Come join us. Nick's here too, and we talk about stuff. We have fun, and if you want to help make the series, I'm always looking for voice actors and body actors.
Absolutely. All right. Well, with that, we're going to end this episode of Lorecast. Thanks again, Chronicler, for coming on to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me, man. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. And with that, I will see you all in the next episode of Lorecast. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Hey there, everyone. Just wanted again to say thank you so much for listening to Lorecast or watching it. If you're watching on YouTube, links are down in the description to Chronicler's Discord and to my Discord in the YouTube version, and a link to the Bandcamp for Adhesive Wombat. Again, this is 8-bit adventure at the beginning and end, and in the middle, it's Feel That Jank, always, as always. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you learned something about the Spartan Legacy. It's a fantastic series, and I hope that it gets you invested into watching it again if you've already watched it, or if you've never watched it, that you start to. So thank you so much for listening and watching, and I'll see you all in the next episode of Lorecast.